God, look how dirty the camera is. Hey YouTube, it's Leah Law, your favorite mega church cult survivor, and I'm live. And I'm also live on Instagram and I'm live on TikTok. Instagram, I'm not gonna lie, I think as we're on here, I'm gonna try and do a quick little thing, because if I'm honest with you, you guys are gonna get me from all the way up there because I've got a new tripod and it's quite high up, but I'm gonna do my best because now I've got like 2 tripods and that's better than nothing. So I'm really grateful. Moving into 2026, I'm gonna be doing more high quality content and focusing more on YouTube as well. Aren't you lucky? You lucky things. All right, guys, let's get straight into it. I'm gonna introduce myself. My name's Leah Lauder and I'm a mega church cult survivor. And I spent about 18 years in a mega church cult, and now I come online and I expose them. And tonight I'm going to be talking about Watchnight service. Okay, thanks for the follow, Ria. I'm going to be talking about Watchnight service, and I'm just going to get straight into it, to be honest, because you know me, guys. I do always think the best way to deal with 419ers, teething, fake mogs, and just people who lie. It's just to present with the facts. And you know, as I've said, I'm not trying to save anyone. I'm not trying to, get anyone out or anything like that. This is for survivors, for us to get our power back. Okay. And guys, there's a lot of fireworks. There's a lot of things going on in my house. If it's a bit loud, I do apologize. All right, this is where I want to start. Because Watchnight is something that if you've been in one of these church cults before, I just don't like my positioning. I just don't like anything. All right. If you've been in one of these church cults before, what you'll notice is that there's just this emphasis on this Watchnight service, okay? And I think that there's more of a focus on this Watchnight service than even Christmas. So first of all, we're just going to look at the... Hello, Carlo. I want to be in America. 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 Rita! I have to do that every time Carlo's on. And Carlo, I'm really tired, so I have to bring it down a couple of octaves. I hope you don't mind. I just try my best. I just try a little something. I don't know. Tell me if you like. Do you like? I call it that well put together fit. Oh, thank you so much, mi amor. I appreciate. All right, you lot. So let's get into... And guys, I want to say, yeah, like, make sure for this live that you're ready, okay? Because what I'm not going to do is sugarcoat this. And, oh, I'm so glad you like. What I'm not going to do is sugarcoat this, and I'm just going to be giving the pure truth. And to be honest, I've read through this and skimmed through this a little bit, but I haven't really gone into it. Instagram, I feel like I'm going to be looking down the whole time. I'm so sorry. We'll work it out. All right, so Watchnight. Where it comes from and what it actually is. And guys, thanks for liking the live. Ooh, yeah. Okay, I see y'all. Is that Andrew Carlo? Thank you so much. So let's look at what Watchnight is and where it actually comes from. So a historical, psychological, metaphysical psychoanalysis for survivors. Because guys, you know, going into 2026, like, I'm just not... I went to Specsavers today. I got my glasses and all that. And 2026, I'm just going to be dealing with them differently, like, because there's a lot of factual information out there. All right. So firstly, is Watchnight biblical? Now, the short, simple answer to that is simply no. And, you know, we could have just ended it here, really and truly, but we're going to dig a little deeper. I think it's important to do that. Do you know what, guys? Tonight I want to be classy. Do you know what I mean? Like, because, you know, like, guys, I know I always say, like, I've got these bottles in the yard and I've got this and I know, like, people think I'm just talking. Like, look, there's absolutely no need for me to be drinking out of the 1 litre bottle. There never is. My kids got about hundreds of these, Chair. If I ain't got it, my kids are gonna have it. You know them ones. Them kids are spoiled rotten, Chair. All right, you lot, let's get into it. But guys, I couldn't believe it. When I put this through ChatGPT, yeah, and I started getting all the information, I was like, oh my God, there's absolutely no way that this is real. But it absolutely is. So let's get into it. So there is no biblical mandate, command, or model where Jesus gathers people annually on the 31st of December. That's the first one. Okay, secondly, there is also no biblical mandate where it commands that people should be awake all night. Uses exhaustion, rhythm, or spectacle to induce repentance or renewal. And that's exactly what it is. It's a spectacle, because I'm going to later go into the mobilization and recruitment drive also. The early church met regularly, but not cyclically, tied to the Gregorian calendar. Because if we look through history and, you know, when the Gregorian calendar changed and when this whole Watchnight thing started, I'm sure that it would coincide with Catholicism, which is what we're going to get into too. And this is going to be saved nicely on YouTube, both YouTube and Instagram, except Instagram, I'm looking down the whole time. I'm so sorry, but I hope it's a nice angle. I'll try and look to the side. All right, so Jesus withdraws to rest, prays alone or briefly in community, never uses sleep deprivation as spiritual proof, never equates endurance with holiness. The early church met regularly, but not cyclically. I just went through this, but I think I need to do it again. And it was but not cyclically tied to the Gregorian calendar, because remember, time is relative. It doesn't exist. So the Gregorian calendar and time are both social constructs that are man-made and man-created. So yeah. And they did not associate spiritual authority with crossing a civil time boundary. Okay. What did they do? You know, when they were Gnostics and they were celebrating a completely different belief system for 300 years. Does anybody know whether that was before or after the Gregorian calendar? Do you know what? It's also interesting to know that Constantine, was it Constantine, guys, that kind of alleged that he saw this cross and whatever, and then he just forced people to have to like convert to Christianity. Hey, Miss CHM, you're right, Queen. But did you know that he got baptized on the day he was unaliving? Miss Kiko in the car. Do you know that? And I see Eshe. Thank you so much. The higher being daughter for liking up the live. I see Divine Feminine. Thank you so much. And yeah, he got baptized because they believed, like, when they got baptized, it's like it was like that was before they went to heaven. It's something along the line. It's just corrupt. The whole thing's corrupt. Welcome, my love. So the question becomes, if it's not biblical, where did it come from? If it's not biblical, where does this Watchnight ideology come from? Catholic Church origins, the midnight mass route. Because I was saying to, I call my ChatGPT Solo. I was saying Solo, I grew up Catholic, unfortunately for them. You will never come on my live like that, you crazy ass, 304. Hi, Nance. Are you great? What's wrong with you, man? You smoking hard food, babe. To think you just gonna jump on this live like this. What could you possibly bring to this chat? If you what you gonna bring, man? I'm not saying it, guys. I know there's people that could bring something to it, but these Instagrammers on burner accounts can't bring nothing. So Watchnight's earliest ancestor is Catholic midnight mass. Historically, midnight mass marked liturgical transitions, Christmas, Easter. It was symbolic, not coercive, short, reverent, sacramental, not ecstatic, not trance-based, just not a circus, not a marketplace. Important distinction. Catholic midnight services were about marking sacred time, not extracting energy or labor. And that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about on these Watchnight services. You know, people say I'm RADICAL, dramatic, and quite the prima donna. But, you know, if I were to describe it, in my own words, I would say that it's just modern day slave labor, just straight up. I used to be there from like 6 p.m. in the afternoon until 3 a.m. It was crazy. Miss CHM, are you still here? It's Featherstone's here. So there's an important distinction. Catholic midnights. Oh, okay, I've said that already. Sorry, guys, I'm so tired. If I'm repeating myself, I'm just trying my best. So Watchnight service did not originate here, but later borrowed the time symbolism. Welcome, Dennis. Dennis says on these Watchnight crossover services, Bishop Climate would ask £300 seed for breakover that never materialized. And I'm gonna, do you know what? Oh my God, Dennis. When Dennis comes on here, yeah, Dennis, do you know why I'm laughing? Yeah, because you know Dennis just takes it there, child. Dennis is a real survivor outside in these streets. Dennis, do you know how triggering it is? I think I do briefly touch on the finances, but you know, with the finances, I never really like get into it like that, because the main way that I was ABUSED'd in my cult was the finances. And I think, and I'm going to get into this, I think because they saw me as like an Obroni or an Oyimbo or a YT for whoever's here. And, you know, I did do well in whatever kind of work environment I go into. You know, I'm very easy to fit into a team, make friends, etc. So I always thrive. And guys, this is a bit of advice I'll get to give you for those of you that still have employees. Like 95% of it is about teamwork and fitting into the team. So when you come to that interview, yeah, they want you to answer the questions and whatever, but it really is about you fitting into the team when they don't have someone for the job already. So remember that it's 5% what you know and 95% of you fitting into the team. I don't know why was I saying all of that? Oh yeah, so they just exploited me, man. I was working because they get you to be lazy, they get you to work real bad. All right. So there was no recruitment, no fundraising push, no pressing in for breakthroughs. So Watchnight did not originate here, but later borrowed the time symbolism. Protestantism, Protestantism, and Methodism, the Watchnight service. Let's get into it. They're all NRMs, new religious movements. Thank you for the gift. Here is the real pivot. John Wesley, 18th century, introduced Watchnight services in Methodism, but they were confession-based, quiet, reflective, often replacing drunken New Year revelry, voluntary, short, pastoral, not spectacular. And that's why I think, guys, if I'm not too tired, I may just come on to say Happy New Year. But I've decided to come on earlier, because when I do look at the origins and the meaning of it, really what it's really about is just sacredness. Guys, I wish I could have had all the lights off and you guys just have seen, like, I've got about about 7 candles lit in my room. It's absolutely beautiful, and I'm hoping to get stars. We shall see. Okay, so they were moral sobriety tools, not domination rituals. This matters because something later mutated. Right, guys, this is the bit that I would say get ready for. These bottles are classy, but I'm just really not getting the war. There ain't nothing better than just drinking from a water bottle. Are you all right? All right. The American turn, Lavery, Survival, and the BLK Watchnight. Now we enter the painful, sacred route. In BLK American church history, Watchnight took on a very specific meaning. Emancipation Watchnight, 1862 to 63. This is so hard. Enslaved Africans gathered on December the 31st, waiting for the Emancipation Proclamation to take effect at midnight. This was a vigil. Oh God, this is traumatic, man. From catching up with friends you haven't seen in ages, to sharing laughter with a hope ceremony, a survival prayer, a communal trauma holding. So sad. My heart is breaking. My heart is breaking. This was holy. It was about freedom, dignity, and witnessing history turn. Oh, this is hard, man. I can feel this in my soul. Guys, is this too much? Should I skip this bit? And this is why Watchnight became culturally embedded in BLK churches. Do you know what, guys? The truth hurts, but do you know what I will say? Isn't it better to look at the historical origins than to be crying, thinking, "Oh my God, I missed the camaraderie in the community"? It's all not factual. It's what I call. Do you know what, guys? You know how you have to think of these mega church cults, yeah? Like the dusty guy that you got rid of, like you know, you were looking at the potential, but they never became that. Do you know what I mean? So you were always focusing on the potential, and that's why I've divorced the church. I don't knock people for doing it, and as you know, I'm going to be delivering the cornerstone, because this was from a really good sound doctrinal church. I nearly said church cult that I visited, and I did this for 10 weeks. So when people are talking on church cult experiences, what kind of deconstruction and deprogramming have they done here? Because I did this for 10 blood clot weeks. I'm going to be delivering it once a week. And it's just, I just want to put some sound doctrine into the airwaves. Do you know what I mean? Because they're coming for me this, that, and the third. But, you know, 18 years of, you know, mega church cult false doctrine. I just want to kind of, you know, dismantle it a little bit and put some sound doctrine out there so that people can tell the difference between false and sound. But isn't it crazy how God's like using Bouncer to like expose back, and he's of the other faith, and then like God is using me, I don't even class myself as a Christian, to like teach it's not even a Bible study, but should we call a spade a spade? Hey Alita, do you know what I mean? Like, why am I having to do this up? Because there's so much false doctrine out there. It's like, if I don't try and put something in there, it's all crazy. Hey, my love, how are you? It's so nice to see you lot on here. I didn't think I was going to get anyone on here, but I said, let me come on and... Oh, Dennis is talking. In my cold climate would work us from 5 p.m. to 2 a.m. on so-called crossover, charlatans call it. Dennis, do you know what's so crazy? I think I put out a video today. Did you see it? And I was talking about being there from like 6 p.m. or something till 3 a.m. Sometimes I didn't get home until near to 6 a.m. in the morning. And the thing is, and that's back in the day. Do you know what I'm saying? You know, when I used to be taking, because by the time I've dropped everyone off, I've got to drop like all of these young people off. Do you know what I mean? It was just such like, and you can't just leave them there. Do you know what I mean? Because after the Watchnight service, everything's done. How do you think they're getting home? Do you know what I mean? That's for us to pick up the pieces. Hi, Danae, because the pastor's in some sort of meeting after. Do you know what I mean? It always falls on us to be the skivvy and pick up the pieces. Thank you, Danae. Thank you, Alita. All right. So I'm just going to say this again. And this is why Watchnight became culturally embedded in the BLK churches. And we can see a lot of that like still in some of the like backdoor church cults that have this like personal prophet type of vibe, like NGRM. They have deacons there. They have armor bearers. They still use those terms. And that's a very like BLK old school Pentecostal. Well, his wife is almost 20 years a senior, isn't it? Onyeka's 29. I wonder if Cece's 40 yet. How old was she? 48. No, she's 20 years older. 40. Oh, gosh, she's hitting 50 because I'm going to be 40 next year. It makes sense, though, because time just goes, yeah. But here is the betrayal. What began as trauma witnessing later became trauma exploitation. That's mad, isn't it, you lot? We're seeing the same pattern here, isn't it? It's just given that you know what was repackaged. That's all it is. Pentecostalism and charismatic mutation in the 20th century, because remember, Pentecostalism would be described as a new religious movement. Thank you, Dinar. And they said they've got all of these things like, oh, intellects, you know, wisdom, you know, that's why they can't see God and all of this. And I'm just like, oh, whatever, babe. This is so ABC. I just asked ChatGPT a couple of questions, baby girl. There's no intellect around her. It's just me and ChatGPT. Do you know what I mean? It's so basic. Like anyone can do this. They're all amazed. It's just chatty. It's just solo. Do you know what I mean? Like, it ain't nothing new. Ain't nothing but a chicken went there. So this whole watch night, so do you see that it started from the Emancipation Watch Night from 1862 to 63, when enslaved BLKs were gathering on December 31st, waiting for the Emancipation Proclamation to take effect, all right? That later amalgamated, and remember, it started from Catholicism to Methodism, and then that seeped through into the BLK. It's just the MESS. It's just my head. Do you know what, guys? My head is even hurting talking about it, but I just think it's really important to have this, like recorded, and then I'm going to do some content on it because I think it's so important. Yeah. So in the 20th century, Watchnight was absorbed into Pentecostalism, charismatic movements, latter word of faith, prosperity theology. Here is where everything changed. Pentecostalism introduced, I can't say that. I'm going to say, how do I say this? Pentecostalism introduced like the thrill, like the outward manifestation, if you like, how people act as proof of God. Manifestation as validation. Emotional intensity as spirituality. Prosperity theology added crossing over. Prosperity theology added crossing over language, seed sowing at midnight, breakthrough tied to giving, leaders positioned as spiritual gatekeepers of the year. This is important. Leaders positioned as spiritual gatekeepers of the year. And there's this thing about control. I wish I'd bought what my, I think my ex-cult is something like a year of blessings and not curses or something. It's human fecal matter, man. They all have a year of something. These church cults love it, like a year of working for the Lord, a year. Like that year I started to expose my cult. That was the year that Dag did his last year of working, lead of brick in your back for the Lord, like all of that. And it's like that will be their theme. So all of their prayers, everything will be based around that. It's just an organization. It's a business. It's a pyramid scheme. And then they just they interweave that with the transcendental belief system, that's the overarching vision of the cult leader, where that's where he gets us all to lave ourselves out and unalive for the cult, win the lost at any cost. We've got to win the lost souls, chair. They literally think in there that you're better off ministering to a man that's hungry. Like they'll leave someone to unalive out of hunger and be more focused and interested on getting them to say this sinner's prayer that is not biblical. We can't find it anywhere in the Bible. I never heard Jesus Christ leading not one person to even after when you get Paul and all that. We don't have that in the Bible where they say that, Satan, get behind me. You have no more power over me. And they just remix it. That's where they get the spell work. The spell work comes into it. Not like, oh, they've cast a spell of you. They've controlled your mind. It's more like just siphoning your energy, like getting you to declare things over. It's all psychology, chair. So Watchnight became, so prosperity theology added the crossing over language and seed sowing at midnight. So this is where we see the prosperity, the finances, them just being a thief. Hey, soft life. So Watchnight became a ritualized threshold event where power, money, obedience and emotion are harvested simultaneously. I'm going to repeat again because I think this is so important, and I think I'm going to add this in my book, is that these leaders position themselves as spiritual gatekeepers of the year. Gios, welcome, my love. Psychology, why the end of the year? Because I was going into portals and everything. I was like, what's going on astrologically? Is there anything going on planetarily? What is going on? Is the bell thinning? Like, give me the metaphysics. I need to really understand what they working with. Yeah, because I'm willing to take it as low as it needs to go, chair. I'm not even, do Chatty's always trying to ground me, and I'm just like, I just want to get them in the 3D. What do you say about Kosovo giving money end of the year? I'd say just, you know, I could do with a bit of it. Do you know what I mean? Because if you're gonna give your shmoney to a thief that already lives in a huge house, people are even giving me, like, you know, where David Andrew, anyway, yeah, let me be careful. The area where David Andrew is and that stuff, yeah. But it's crazy, because if you're just gonna be giving away free shmoney, do you know what I mean? You might as well go in the street and throw it. Do you know what I'm saying? Might as well. You might, and do you know what song I sing? It's all so quiet. Shh, shh. It's all so still. Shh, shh. It's all so. Do you not know that song? And na 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 in love, na 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 na, and it all. Wah wah wah! I've fallen in love. You know, Bjork comes from Grove. There's so many talented people that have come from Grove, you know, Cleo. I would have said Digger, but he's just disappointed me by being with Toby. Oh, thank you, Carlo. And then there's myself. There's Nina Cherry. Guys, I know the mega church cult people, them they just hate JTE to see me coming, because it's like the only thing that their world can revolve around is like the cult leader. But now they're just like obsessed with me, because, you know, when you're at that vibration, it's just obsession and being consumed by your own gel, your own projections, your own shadows. So if you come into this, because I've dealt with my shadows, that's why I do, like, sometimes I just do like radical things, do you know what I mean? Because I feel like it. Do you know what I mean? I also got BPD, so I mean, I care. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'll come on with my hair half did. I've got half of my natural hair out, my braids. I don't care. It's like people get shocked, but this is what the mad gal are like from the hood. Like, why are people shocked? Like, this is how it is, babes. Do you know the trauma I've been through? Baby, you're lucky that this heart's still beating, yeah. Any other way I present myself, just be happy that you see me breathing and I've woken up in the morning. How did I realize I was in a cult? How did I realize I was during the pandemic, my cult leader, Dag, was standing on a mountain with a red hat on, a red cowboy hat. Yeah. His black dark glasses, just having a psychotic episode. Oh, thanks, Carlo. You know, and that's when I opened my eyes, because at that point, you know, everyone was losing it, including the cult leaders. You know, all of the great thou prophets, the Wizard of Oz, you know, when the pandemic came, they were real quiet. Like, I think we could hear crickets. Do you know what I mean? It was that type of vibe. It was like, all right, you're telling us what lingerie I got on. You're telling me I'm going to be rich. You're telling me, but you didn't see the pandemic coming. That's another thing. Like, you know what this vibe reminds me of? Was it Joseph? Daniel. Was Daniel the one who interpreted the prayer? No. Or was that Joseph? Who was the one that did the lean, the however many years of lean, the lean cattle, and then it was the barns with a red handkerchief? Yeah, with a red handkerchief. Yes, baby. So it's like God's given them no interpretation, no revelation, nothing about me coming forth. Joseph, thank you. Oh, I have scholars, real scholars here in the word. So Joseph, because you know I'm a bit rusty. Yeah, our good old Joe. Do you know what I mean? He had that like divine wisdom. It's like, that's why I think they attack wisdom so much, and there's so much like HATE, because they just don't have that. Like, everything with them, they're magicians. It's all smoke and mirrors, like gaslighting. Like my ex-cult leader was doing it today. Like, they know a lot of random knowledge, like, and a lot of the time they may just have a lot, like a good subject area. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, or have a certain interest area, and they'll just babble a lot. Like, I call it their narcissistic rants. They just go on and on and on. They could talk about it for like an hour, and everyone's like, ooh. But when you come out of the environment, you just realize it's just such basic stuff to know. Anyway, let's look at the psychology. Why the end of the year? So humans are more suggestible at temporal boundaries, more emotionally open during endings. Isn't this so interesting? More likely to comply when identity feels certain. And this is where we get, you know, the people who are like sitting on the fence, like they love God. They might be second geners, but you know, like they're planning to get their back blown out that night. Boyfriend's coming over, or they're going out to a rave, like they're young, Liddy. You know what I mean? But they're there feeling convicted. And I'm gonna get into it because I used to see all of the girls coming in the rollers at Watchnight, and then they would wear these long macs. You just know they got on the tiniest dress possible. They're coming on the way to the club, and everyone would just be looking at them, you know, just hating. We'll get into it. Guys, I was there for 18 years. 18 watch nights, 18 years going. Anyway, I want to try and keep the vibe up. New Year's Eve triggers existential reflection, fear of loss, desire for reset, heightened meaning making. This is why the sales peak. So this is, you know, all of the everything they're putting out, the promo, you know, all of the advertisement. Recruitment peaks and religious pressure peaks. So they want these big numbers. Like RPF's been a mess, and I'm going to try and get through as much of this as I can. But do you know what, guys? If I do go early today, I promise, like tomorrow, yeah, I'll be on live a lot, because I just need to use wisdom and rest. And even though like ChatGPT was like, do you know what, the survivors will understand, I was like, do you know what, no, I want to show up, man. Even if it's just like for an hour. I was like, because after this, guys, I'm just going to take my sleeping thing just real quick. I'm not even joking, Chair. Because why do we have to adhere to all of these? All of this stuff is social constructs. Like God's got 1,000 years is the same as a day to the Lord. Do you know what I'm saying? God doesn't even see time. Oh my God, girl, you guys. When I talk about it just hurts my head, because I just think to myself, this is really basic. You know, it's just like very basic things that we are talking about. And I just feel like the frustration of having to go back to the basics, it's just hot in my head, you know. So I need to make sure that I take care of myself, for myself. Take care. Ciao. And then people want to turn around and be telling me, so, oh baby, I'm more af than the certain gal them that are af that don't want to be af, you know, them ones. They just need to get my name out of their blood clot mouth. Do you know what I mean? Because I was proudly being an af woman. Do you know what I mean? When af women didn't even want to like act like they were. When they were trying to be Jamaicans and yardies, I was fully on my af wave. Do you know what I'm saying? I've got an ex from 2000 and I think it's 2. That's Nigerian. Are you all right? Oh, let's not do that, baby. I'm not the blood clot one. Do you know what I mean? Your girl's always been woke. Hey, Morve. Pick up the pieces and the mugs don't care. Also, armor bearer is unbiblical. Yeah, you can't even find armor bearer in there. Oh, thanks, Dennis, for picking that up, because that's the point I was getting to. Like Watchnight is just this social construct that was birthed out of slavery, our pain, our tradition, etc. And then you can see it was repackaged with the prosperity health format, because they teeth everything. My point with the armor bearers is, the reason why they're called armor bearers is because at the height of Pentecostalism with the Azusa Street Revival, and as you know, one of the pioneers was a BLK man. And the reason that they needed armor bearers is because the two were not allowed to mix. So they were literally like security for when the Mogs and the Porsters and whatever would preach. That's where armor bearers has come from. Now it's turned into a lave and a PA that carries around the books, the Bible, the First Lady's handbag. In CC's case, lightning/whitening cream. That's CC, a power, false prophetess. But do you see, again, I think she's from Gambia, or I'm not saying everyone, but I'm just saying, you know, there's certain countries where they're really on that lightning thing. Come on, guys, let's just talk about it. That's why I'm so glad guys, imagine if I weren't on my BLK-ness, I wouldn't be able to talk about none of this, because I would be woke. Could you imagine? Oh, let's just pick up Deborah Lauder, my mum, the BLK queen, my melanated queen. Do you know, that's the one thing, like, my childhoods weren't perfect, but my mum, she taught me how to be a BLK queen. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Are you all right? Salade in the car. Are you all right? Do you know what I mean? Call me Yande. Yande. Do you understand? Do you understand? All right. So I'm going to say this again. This is why there's the sales peak for this watch night. Hey, recruitment peaks, religious pressure peaks. It's just crazy. It's all everything's peak. When it comes to the watch night, everything's peak. No matter what, you can't have any plans. Your whole Christmas is swallowed up by these traditions and these festivities that they are creating. Okay? We got the and guys, you got to remember with the Christmas, they got all these carols nights, then they got their plays going in, they got the dancing. It's demanding. How do they think that these things happen from thin air? This takes months of rehearsals, hours and hours and hours. Like I've had survivors from VYG, MFM, KP2, First Love, PSCI, MSCI, like it's all the same story. It's all the same story. The rehearsals, getting forced to do it on the weekend, especially the second geners. Oh my gosh, you lot don't have a bloody say. Do you know what I mean? Imagine having to do them rehearsals from birth. That's why I feel it for the second geners, man, because they just get their whole life is consumed and they never get a break. So Watchnight exploits what psychology calls liminality. So let's look at what liminality is. So we're looking at liminal ritual. And guys, I just want to say, as I'm reading this with you, this is the first time I'm reading it. Oh, there's a survivor that said, I'm a second gen. Since leaving, Watchnight has been the most anxiety-inducing day. And do you know what, Queen? I'm so unwell. And I've dragged myself on here. Give me a minute, guys. And I dragged myself on here because I had a feeling. I was like, I need to come on here. And I was feeling so depressed. And your message alone has really made me feel like me dragging myself on here and just trying was worth it. Even before I had on my bonnet and I just said, let me quickly do my rap. Because I'm so weak. Hey, Bex. I have barely any energy. But it makes it worth it when I see survivors being so open and vulnerable like that. Thanks for sharing, babe. And to be honest, I think most of us, that would resonate with everyone, doesn't it, guys? 1 minute, guys. Oh, thank you for always coming on. What you do is extremely difficult and you've helped me a lot this past year. Oh, that's made my new year. Thanks, babe. Oh, that really does make it worth it, you know. Thanks, man. I love you guys, man. Is that Els, my cousin? Oh my God. Let me take a sip. All right, let's get into it because that's really encouraged me. I can't lie. In anthropology, and guys, don't get shocked if I just start like coughing so much because I've been struggling with this. This is why I haven't really been getting much sleep. Oh, thanks, babe. Don't worry about me though. Guys, I live with an immunity disease. My Addison's is like my immune system's gone. Because of the cult, you're out there like outreaching, come rain, sleet, sun or snow. You keep going, you push your body, your mind to the limit. I was in there for 18 years, guys. I haven't come out unscathed. And I've just this year, like, I mean, literally, because I've only started doing it today. So 2026, I'm prioritizing my health. Because one survivor, I got told off today, boy. Them OG Ghanaian women, you don't play with them, you know. She switched on me. She was like, Leah. She was like, you need to be taking your medication. That's what's going to help you do that. I was like, oh, yeah. She's like, we need you strong and healthy for the movement. She was vexed. So I've really been prioritizing myself and my health, guys. I swear down, if I hadn't been doing everything that I'd been doing, yeah, I would be in A&E. I would have been in A&E by now. I know, but you know when you just need that little roughness, but not like what the church cults do. We're not talking about ABUSE chair. We're not talking about the Lord chasten of those whom he love. We're not talking about the heavy shepherding, babe. Do you know what I'm saying? It's when it's done out of love, chair. Do you know when you can feel the love? Like it's not ABUSE. All right. So in anthropology, liminal rituals occur at thresholds. So birth, unalivement, and New Year. They temporarily suspend normal rules. So I'd add Christmas into this as well. So there's temporarily suspended normal rules. There's increase of group cohesion. So there's that feeling, do you know what I mean? Of like, it's mandatory. Like the Christmas Day service is mandatory. The New Year's service is mandatory. It's not a choice thing. And do you know what, babe? That's what's triggering. That's what the whole thing is triggering, man, because it's the years. I also think it signifies the years that we lost. And it just magnifies the fact that every year we stayed there a year longer. It's a lot, man. Guys, I can't lie to you. The Watchnight is a lot. But guys, do you know what I think we need to do? Like, as we're healing more, we can do things like have our own thing. Do you know what I mean? Because I would have loved to have had something today, you know? But look at me with my disabled stuff. But guys, the truth is sometimes I might not be able to turn up, you know, guys. And you lot have to just do your thing. Because it's not about me necessarily turning up. Because, guys, I live with a chronic disability. My chronic cut, guys, my organs are like, they've been aged like an elderly person. A cult, a workplace, a family, a group of friends. I think it's general when you allow people an entrance to your single life. Yeah, you got to be so careful, man. And protect your energy, chair. That's why I do so much to protect my energy now. So much to protect my energy. So when healthy, okay, so when the group is healthy, there are brief, like, you know, moments of community or gatherings, symbolic, restorative. If this keeps happening, guys, that's going to be my cue. My body's telling me to go off, but the cults will be thinking it's their shabayakasata baba, but no, but that's literally it's literal gibberish. All right, my loves, we've gone through it. I can't remember the name that we call it. There's a name in psychology, chair. It doesn't do a thing. You'd be better off reading. You'd actually be better off for just reading for several minutes than doing that and wasting hours of your life that you'll never get back. And you know what, babe? That's why the one who commented, my love, you know, it is depressing, but babe, at least we're not in there. Do you know what? Could you imagine doing up Shabaya Baba at this time? Now you have a choice. We have a choice to just relax, just have peace, just be in the yard. Do you know what I mean? Just disconnect, just be there for yourself. We don't have to do or conform to what they tell us to do. It's like we have our freedom. Avoidance is good. Grey rock, not get emotional from provocation. Yeah, that's true. I'm finally able to hear my own thoughts. Do you know what I mean? Like, and listen, for those of, you know, like if you're second geners, yeah, and you still got your V, you ain't been out like to much clubs, yeah, baby, you ain't missing out on a thing. Child. You not ain't missing out on a thing. That if you're gonna feel anything about the lost years, yeah, don't make it be about man and clubs and like that type of thing, because it's just, I do agree with that it's all vanity. I'm not gonna lie, I am on the same page as it. I find all clubs and that low vibrational, but I don't look down on others when they go out to clubs, or if girls just want to go to get litty, finesse some guys' bottles, because I've been there and I've had my time. So I can't come and like judge other, you know, SEXY lit girls that are having a good time. What the hell, eh? Do you know what I mean? Like, girl, bring me back some Azul. I've been there, baby. Like, bring me back the Lauren Perrier. You get me? You know, when the uncles just put the little thing in it, the handkerchief. Yeah, I'm all right, babes. So I know it's just I'm just past that. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not my vibe anymore. But if it's someone else's vibe, how am I going to judge someone for doing that up and they're young and lee? So I think that's good, because I'm saying, okay, it's not for me, but if it's for somebody else, that's their choice. And yeah, I might go, if I'm invited, I might go out somewhere, but probably not, guys, because it's low vibrational. People are too open in clubs. Do you know what I mean? Everyone's low vibrational. They all got trauma. Yeah, most of them are married men. You know, it's just the MESS. Everyone's walking in there with trauma. And a lot of girls work the nightclubs as well. A lot of girls work the nightclubs, yeah, and that is just facts. And when it's ABUSE, they are prolonged, exhausting, hierarchical, extractive. Yeah, these are like the nature of the services. Watchnight in cultic systems is liminality without exit. You're forced, chair, it becomes embedded into the system, because remember, you're in a different reality when you're in there. Your reality becomes distorted. It's like, you know, I exposed, there's a SPAC anonymous survivor that's come forward. And basically, what was he saying? What was she or he saying in it? Oh, I've lost my whole train of thought, chair. I think I was going to say something like about maybe getting trapped in, I think he described, or she, I keep saying he, like I know, he or she described it as like this web, and you get stuck in it and you're like in the inner circle. Do you see how there's like no one on the lives because they're not here? More time is, remember I said to you lot, more time, these cult folk are here sometimes before even survivors. Some people want to give you a bad mirror, make you doubt yourself, and if you're sensitive, it can hold you back from exploring, moving on. Ooh, yeah, that's true, you know, Marve, that's deep. That's why you need to look in the mirror yourself and deal with your own reflections staring back at you, Chair. Do you know what? It might be this drink, you know. That's making me a bit, I don't know. I might just need the pure water. You know, because I'm proper unwatch. Chill. It's because of the chronic kidney disease. Because apparently I've got a UTI, but that happens regularly with chronic kidney disease. But this time I'm more unwell. Like, I get UTIs regularly, but this time because I'm more unwell, I think they're saying it might be connected to anemia. And some people with chronic kidney disease develop chronic kidney disease anemia. So now they've got to do further urine tests, further blood tests to check if I need like actual iron, whatever, supplements or whatever it is, or if it's like brought on by my CKD. Isn't it crazy? Like, and I'm like I'm just turning 39. Because the cult, I swear down, like all of these mandem in the cult, yeah, all my ex-cult leaders and that, they're gonna, you see, guys, you see how we're disabled and we have to take all these tablets to survive, our mental health, it's gonna be them, I swear down, because next year, this year, I'm gonna be like proper problems. Hardest part of the pain, sometimes too painful to see in that mirror. Yeah, it's true, babe, but we've got to get the courage to look, because no one can do it for you. Because even if someone puts a mirror in front of you to look back at that reflection, it's got to take you looking like that. That survivor that was saying to me today, oh, you're not taking your medication. Da, 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 da. It's like, and then the doctor said to me, that's what made me start taking my antidepressants, because it's like, if you don't help yourself, how is anyone going to be able to help you? No one can. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it starts with us, guys, because that's what makes us vulnerable. Do you see the pattern? This is a safe space, so you could say it here, but it's like, you know, these preds, babe, they sniff. That's why they're preds, because they're like these vampires. They can sniff the vulnerability. They can detect and see the visible vulnerability. That's why when you see these older man them with really young girls, they're just preds. They're just PDFs. But now they're old men. Like, why do we think that's all right? A 50-something-year-old with a 19-year-old. Come on, guys, man. I think this is a different era we're in now. And it's like the things that they could get away with before, they really just can't get away with them now. Hey, Tally. That so-called crossover date is long and stressful, very draining. Yeah, I think that's the main thing about it, that it's just so draining. And like, honestly, if I weren't in like the music ministry, I think it would have been a blur to me. But because and it still is. But the main part that I seem to remember about it is, you know, when they would be doing like all the songs. Na, 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 na. What songs did they used to do on there, guys? Oh God, you see, I can't remember. But they used to bring like the old school, you know, like the old school back home, like traditional tunes. And I used to love it because I love the African culture, you know, like the tradition. And I think that's why I got scooped up by this. And, you know, as Caribbeans, I need to talk about this in my book as well. Yeah. As Caribbeans, we don't really have like, we've got our, and that's why, like when it comes to Jamaicans and Caribbeans, it's like, just don't play with us, babe. Because whoever they want to admit or not, we're all Africans. The difference with us Caribbeans is, but some do argues about the Maroons and whatever. I mean, I below clock here. I in my world, we all are. And we had to, like, you know, start from scratch and build our own stuff and fuse it and deal with the different foods and stuff that were there. And I just think that's amazing. Do you know what I mean? So that's why it's like, don't ramp with a Jamaican. Thanks, babe. Thanks, Jay. Don't ramp with. That's why we're different. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, it's just not the time or place. And they also make you scared of the new year if you aren't in there. Yeah. Oh my God, I'm gonna take a picture of that, because I didn't pick up. I didn't quite pick that up. That's really good, Chair. You lot, if you want to say anything, make sure you do it in the comments, because you know I'm writing this book, Chair. Because that is very important, the fair-based programming. So we've got there's that liminal experience where we're tied into this Gregorian calendar, this ritualized, you know, institutionalized gaslighting, Chair. Because don't you see that these church cults, it just mirrors the world. So they go out and get like DRUNK with, you know, but they get DRUNK with the Holy Spirit. And I go into that, the spiritual raving, because it's just not biblical, Chair. Like, you don't want to come for me, don't you believe in Jesus Christ? You believe in God? Do you, babe? Do you, sweetie pie? You lot wanted to be coming and attacking me, trying to kick me when I was down, when I was just coming up with my mental health. And it's all right. It's all right. Because I remember it, baby boy and baby girl. That's why I'm going to be delivering the cornerstone. I'm going to be putting some sound doctrine into the airways because I'm not getting any shmoney. You know, you guys can count on me, because I you know, what I'm talking about is not dependent on me paying my bills. Like, how many people are going to come to be doing up offerings and seed whatever. This is going to be purely based from just my heart coming on here, because there's so much human fecal matter out there in the airways, in the system. That's my only intention and motive. Hidden agenda is to make the cult leaders look like idiots, honestly. Because you lot know anything for me to just bring the truth. Because that's the thing. I don't need to HATE them. And I don't need to tell LIES. Because the truth is what will set people free. The truth shall set people free. People will be saved through the blood of the Lamb and the power of our testimony. That's the truth. Your testimony is the truth. Their testimonies are fabricated, exaggerated, over sensationalized, just straight up LIE. Yeah. So when the survivors come out and we're talking our talk, you can feel the vibration of truth. Yeah. That's the pulsating and resonance through the witness, through the testimony. That's what Christ is talking about when he says the power of the testimony. So they have had absolutely no power because it's all promo, MLM, advertising, market, all. And if you just got a good PR team like SPAC, you can see that no matter what comes out and expect, they're still trying to flip it in some way. I mean, that's all it is. That's why, you know, we can't go by like the riches of this world and the paper currency that has a different king or pyramid, bird, whatever on it, depending where you go in the world. It's just absolutely ridiculous. Guys, when you deep it, I'm not going to lie, we have been taken for idiots. And this is the generation that wakes up. This is the mass spiritual awakening. So there is a lot of like anger and frustration because we're like, oh my God, why were we believing it? Hi, Instagram. I'm really sorry that you've got this bird's eye view. Is it nice though? Do you like it? Because I've got this new tripod and this is the best I could do. But I think it's better than you're either up or look at. I haven't figured out how to bring it down. I'm scared to touch it because I don't want to break it. So I'm just like, do you know what? This angle is better than no angle because I've got my laptop here. I've got this tripod coming down. Oh, looking good. Thanks, baby. I've got this one coming down here and then I've got this one right in front of me. They disoriented our inner world. Woo! Elites, pin that, please. Guys, if you hear my kids, they've eaten so much sweeties today. Not too much, but they're not usually allowed sweets. So, oh, thanks, man. Love for that. Yes, come in. I'm on the live. Come in. Is it 12 yet? No. I'm on the live. You can't. I'm on a live, darling. I don't want anyone to hear this. So just tell her whatever it is to do it.
I've been telling her.
Guys, do you know what, though? I'm glad they're coming in because apparently the children are not here. Huh? Oh, no. Oh, why did you say that? No. Be kind to each other. All right, get in there now because the people are going to leave and no one's going to have. Love you. Welcome. Yeah, sorry, guys, because, you know, they're trying to say that I don't have custody of my kids. All right, babe. But do you know what I clocked? I know why it is because, you know, they got people working in government and stuff. And I forgot to ring the child maintenance people to tell, because on that paperwork, it says that my ex-husband's got sole custody, but that's because I didn't call them because I weren't getting the correspondence going through the email. But anyway, that will be changed soon because I'm going to call them tomorrow. Do you know what I mean? Are they all right? These people have lost their darn mind. There's a lot of information that's old that needs to be updated. But, you know, a lot of them work in authorities and stuff. And that's why people are scared to speak out because they know everything's going to come out. Like all of your business is going to be out there. Everything can be out there, but the difference is Minakir, because when people expose something about me, that's when I take it to the level of like beyond Zeus. It's like Hades. Because do you notice, guys, I put out information, but I don't put out all my cards because I play chess, not checkers. And I'm the queen. That's why I call myself queen of the mega church club. Because no matter how people come for me, I've always got something in my back pocket, man. Always. It's never like if they think I've started with Bishop Kent, no. There's way more to that Bishop Kent story. That's all I'm going to say. Period. Point blank. That's all I'm going to say. I haven't even started with my church cult. Are you all right? Oh, my God. I'm taking... Do you know how many different meds I'm on? And I've got to take these sleeping pills, like, just to get a... Nah, man. Nah. That's why when I speak to survivors and they're like, oh, Leah, you have done a lot, though, you know. Like, they really have been exposed, like this, that, and the third. And I'm like, no, it's not enough. It's not enough. And this is not revenge. Because I really don't think that beautiful women have hearts of revenge. And this is why, like, there's a lot of HATE. We've been demonized since the beginning of time because a beautiful woman knows it's like that air and energy of like, when I walk out of your life, like that's the punishment because you no longer have, because it takes that level of self-love as well. It's about confidence and self-love though, but a woman that truly loves herself. Do you know what I mean? I don't know why I got into that. I think the main goal is not your downfall, but to separate you from a group with an abandonment technique. I think the main goal is not your downfall, but to separate you from a group of... I'm not getting that, Marve, because you know I don't read comments and I'm like, yeah. Can you give me a bit more? I'm not really getting... Maybe it's the way I've read it because I'm a bit tired. It's not revenge, it's justice. Ooh, this survivor's on fire. Yeah, I love it. Especially, you know, when I put up one post one time, yeah, and it was just me being free, like this. Oh, thanks for the follow, Clara. I just put on like speaking free. And then one girl was like, oh, I love it when people like, you know, break free from religion and emancipate themselves. She's like, live your truth. I was like, yes, girl. That's why it's important to put a little comment, you know, to encourage people. Because that really cheered me up. Like it really helped me to see, oh, wow, I've come such a far way and I'm doing my thing. You know what I mean? Just a kind word, man. It goes a long way. All right. So, oh my gosh, guys, I don't even know where I've gone with this chair. All right. Did we do the metaphysics? All right. I'm just going to talk about the metaphysics and energy. Yeah, this is without fantasy. So, large groups in synchrony create emotional resonance, physiological entertainment, collective focus. Is that physiological entertainment? Is that real life people? So like real live singing, live dancing? Because, you know, one thing I was talking to a survivor today, I was saying, one thing I've noticed about these church cults is it's very archaic. They're so behind with everything. Like my church cult's got this song, My Rose on Sharon. Like if you've seen it, Kwame, one of the survivors, has been exposing it, yeah. And it's like, even a Gen Z survivor was like, Leah, it sounds like a 2010 like Afrobeat shoot. I was busting up. But it's true that like the church cults, not only are they like 10, 20 years behind, indeed, you know, in real life, like popular culture and stuff, but when we look at it on the grander scheme of things, because they're in these self-sealing tins, it's like it becomes like very Game of Thrones. Do you know what I mean? Like Colosseum, you know, put them in the, you know, when they used to throw us in with the, what were they? The lion's den chair. Do you know what I mean? Like that, because they're really trying to do up biblical. I don't know, man. I don't. So people are taken back like thousands of years. The collective consciousness, because of these new religious groups and high control groups, they're taking us back thousands of years. That's why the collective consciousness of mankind hasn't been able to be raised. But now, because of the mass spiritual awakening, it's like timelines are shifting. It's like things are just happening like speedily. And that's why there's so much exposure, because the narcissistic collapse, I think is Marve, would you say it's actively happening? Would you guys agree it's happened or it's actively happening? I think it's going to continue. The overflow is going to continue into 2026. I think this year has been like a year of realization, like it coming out, you know, like the purging, like us really feeling like the gravity and the weight of what's going on. 2026, I believe, is going to be receipts. So like it's going to be the voice of the survivors, like emancipation. I really believe it. I think that this is like our butterfly time. This is like when we come forward. Do you know what I mean? And you've got to remember, guys, whether that's anonymously or indeed or whatever, you've got to remember that the people that were afraid or paro or whatever to speak out, they're now going to have healed into 2026 to now say, I want to do up anonymous. And then the anonymous ones who have been behind the scenes, some of them have started to say, oh, okay, Leah, I'm willing to speak out in A, B, C, and D way. The support that I have from the collective is mad. Like now there's survivors, like very high profile cases that survivors are trusting me to put together and immortalize our work. And like what you said, justice, that's what it's about. And guys, I don't want to get emotional, but the book coming out in March 2026, that is justice for me, for us, because it's not my voice. I'm capturing all of our voices. I'm getting like different survivors to add to it, to put in the, and if you are a writer, a poet, a lyricist, whatever, start to write your piece. People, you know what, guys, I'm going to put some content out tomorrow, but there's no rules. This is not the cult. I don't want it to feel like the cult at any time. It's going to be very free flow. The only thing I'm going to have to ask is if you could get it to me by the 20th of January, just so it gives me, I'm going to push it to the 29th, my birthday at the very latest, just so it gives me enough time to proofread. And then I've got a couple of survivors who are going to be proofreading the whole thing. So it like has to be taken through those processes before I publish it as an ebook. And then I'm going to have a few books. And guys, I think those books, what I think I'm going to try and do is maybe target some of the more well-to-do survivors that want to give back to the philanthropic efforts, and that money from those hard copies, that I think I might only do 5 or something, that will go into the CIC. I won't get a penny of that. That will just go straight into the CIC so that we can, whatever it is, that we can start meeting, doing our thing. Because the fact is, it's really hard for survivors at the moment. So I'm saying, if there are survivors that are living good, man, do you know what I mean? Like, that's what charity is about, because it's not sowing seed. Because I think I'm moving into this thing where it's like, I do have to look at funding now. We do have to look at crowdfunding to move forward and do other things. And I was really, really triggered by it before, I'm not going to lie. But now I'm starting to, hey, Shema, now I'm starting to like move more into, okay, this is for the greater good of the movement and the collective, but it's very, very hard. I mean, in a way, when they block you, they also block you from all their connections. So very unhelpful, feeling abandoned. And from those people, you often get less and less and a slow discard. Oh my God. Martha, are you a survivor? What cult are you from? Sorry, guys. Guys, do you know, yeah? I think I've actually got unwell because I've been going back to the supermarket. Yeah, it's that slow discard, man. That's what they do. Guys, I'm not going to lie. When I first heard discard, I was like, oh my God, that's what they do. So I know, like, when we're talking about certain things and I might name certain things, like, I forget that, like, in the beginning, there were those moments for me, like, oh my God, indoctrinate. When I heard indoctrination, that was it, yeah. That was it. That was it. I remember the first time I heard indoctrination, I was like, that's exactly what they do. It's not preaching, it's indoctrination. Yeah. That's why when you're in there and you're exposed to it, it's just so much programming. It's an invalidation trap, just experiencing the subject. Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, Martha, if you'd like to write something, you can, if you'd like, because it's not just like survivors with the, I've got like professionals, like there's a PhD student that's writing something. I'm trying to confirm with this psychologist if he'd write something in there for me as well. So yeah, and I'm gonna get like a senior social worker as well. So there's gonna be different. So if you're interested, let me know. So we're going to be careful and grounded here. So when we look at the metaphysics, and what I'm talking about is Watchnight services. It gives me PTSD. It's ABUSE. I've been talking about how it impacts us. Now we're going to be looking at it from a metaphysics and energy thing. Because what we're not going to do is sit down and be depressed and feel like, I can't do it anymore. I don't want to go. Because the New Year's tomorrow, be like, do you know, it's not about making plans and New Year's resolutions and having thousands of pounds in the bank and doing it. It's about rest. Rest, my loves. Being still, not doing, and just resting. You owe it to yourself to be kind. We've been through so much, and I'm going to get into it here, but we've been through so much, okay? So let's just congratulate ourselves on this New Year's that we are sitting here as a collective. We have a community, an online community. We are not sitting somewhere depressed on our own. And this is what we've built, and this is what we're celebrating. We're going into 2026. There's going to be an official book. Do you understand what I'm saying? Which is going to be, it's going to be everything, all of the work, the research, everything that I've been doing. Because people think I've just been sitting on TikTok. Now I show them in March 2026. And as survivors, I know I represent you guys. Do you know what I'm trying to say to you? So the book is just, oh God, and it couldn't have worked out more perfectly with the time span, when I'm going to be releasing it, all of that. So this can be healing or exploitative. Energy is not mystical. It's attention plus emotion plus physiology. When leaders position themselves as mediators, tie blessing to obedience. So I think that the survivor was talking about that, like it becoming mandatory. It's like you have to go. There's a lot of, it's not, I wouldn't even call it. I don't feel like, I think I need to come up with a new term, because for us, especially in the BLK church cults, I don't feel like coercive control embodies it. Do you? Because coercive control just feels like babes, like they are. It's forceful, chair. It's like an army, and I wouldn't even call it coercive control. I'm not going to say what on here, because I'm writing up all these theories and whatever, and there's just thieves. There's just thieves, chair, outside in these streets. I'm going to start going soon, guys, because I'm so tired. And they funnel the emotion upwards. So again, it's about this energy siphoning. It's not about spirituality. Yeah. So let's look at the I'm going to go into astrology and cosmic symbolism. Astronomically, the new year is arbitrary. It's off the Gregorian calendar. It's not aligned with any type of like open portals or any planetary alignments. Spiritually neutral. Astrologically, power shifts occur at natural cycles, not man-made clocks. Yeah. So do you see how they're going with man-made clocks, whereas astrology goes, the power shifts occur at natural cycles, and they demonize it. Do you see why, guys? Because it reveals their lies. It shines a light on the darkness, because it reveals all of the things that they're doing. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like the siphoning of the energy. They're moving with the man-made social constructs, like via the Gregorian calendar, and then they turn it into rituals. Wow. And examples are that they don't go with the man-made clocks, like the December 25th that they created. We all know they teethed the Festival of Light from the pagans and then demonized them demonize them, just like they did with BLK people. It's all about division, divide and conquer. So they astrologically, they go with things like solstice, real transitions, lunar cycle, real resets. So why December 31st? Because it's socially enforced. It's a socially enforced time, not a cosmic time. So it's socially enforced. So again, we're seeing that, guys, it's just a business. That's all these church cults are. They're just businesses. That's the truth. The harder you grapple the truth and you just take it on, the easier it will be for you, because there's certain gal them I see and I just look at them and I think, wow, you're 18, you're 19 right now. You're going to be somewhere in like 20 years time. You're either going to be church cult hopping or just be in some sort of DV or ABUSE relationship, because the caliber of people that are ending up in these spaces is crazy. And as the years go on, it's just going to become worse and worse and darker and darker. It's not going to get any better, because they're not willing to acknowledge the change. And if they do, it's just going to be false anyway, because they're actors. So it's very dangerous, man. So it means whoever controls meaning at that moment controls people. So do you see the psychology? They control. And I think it was the survivor here that was talking about the demonization, like the fear that something might happen to you. Do you know what I mean? Like before you cross over, there's a lot of fear-based programming. That's actually a huge part of it. And that's why they get in, like, the sinners, the people that don't usually attend on a Sunday. They may just come just for like that one watch night service. So again, oh, look, First Love's doing shellac night. Yes. Yeah, I gotta go soon because shellac's on. Maybe that's why I'm so tired. Maybe God wants me to catch it live. Because you know me, I might just do a little live voiceover for y'all. Because I know that individual's voice is just so triggering. Hey, Christ first. But when I do it with my little, funny voiceovers, I know the survivors can watch it. The wise people are few, like the fine artists. Yeah, absolutely. Oh my God, Morve. Oh, I love Morve's vibe. Chair. So let's look into gnosis, because I just wanted to take this so deep because I've had enough of them. The hidden truth. In Gnostic understanding, true spiritual authority is internal. Ritual without consciousness becomes control. I'm going to say that again. Ritual without consciousness. Do you know what? I'm going to say it to each screen. Ritual without consciousness becomes control. Ritual without consciousness becomes control. Ritual without consciousness becomes control. That's why they're high control groups. Yeah. There's no LOVE. Where is the love? The love. You get me? Like, where is the love, baby? People doing and people dying, and crying. And you practice what you preach, and then you turn the other cheek. Father, Father, help us. There's a guidance from above. And a questioning, where is the love? That's a tune, man. That tune by Black Eyed Peas, I'm not gonna lie, that solidified them. That made them, like, you know, great. Because that tune, oh my god. In Italy, oh Carlo, you're feeling it. Yeah, man, that's for the millennials, yeah. So salvation is remembrance, not endurance. Yeah, thank you, Carlo. Watchnight as practiced in abusive systems violates gnosis because it externalizes authority, and gnosis is just going within, babe. The Christians the Christians worshipped or believed in gnosticism for 300 years. Gnosticism, yeah, the Gnostics. So if you go and Google it up or put it through AI, you gonna see that. Oh, you just heard the song, child. That's what we are, man. So Watchnight as I've said that already. So did I say it replaces insight with intensity? That's crazy. It replaces insight with intensity. So it's like you're not even thinking. You're not thinking, oh my God, I've been here from 6 p.m. until like 2 a.m. and my kids are like with some randoms in some nursery. Just I can't even, guys, it's just too triggering. All right. So guys, I'm going to give you some grounding truths before I go, yeah? And then I'm going to take you through what we're going to be running through tomorrow. I'm going to have my little snack. I'm going to have everything tomorrow. I'm going to have everything. I'm going to treat myself. I'm going to have everything. Because it's New Year's Day. Come on, guys. Let's treat ourselves. Guys, tomorrow for the live, let's all have like a little nice little meal that you've done for yourself. Like do something special for yourself. Replaces insight with intensity. It's deep in it. I will include this in the book. I will. This is important. Go if you've got the money, actually go out somewhere. If you've got the money and the strength, actually go, guys. It doesn't have to be anywhere posh. It could even just be Weatherspoons. You know what I mean? Go and get yourself a blooming bowl of chips and a wine. Like just do something. Do something to get yourself out of the house. Do something to try and go on a short walk. Maybe get a coffee and then just take a short walk or sit outside the coffee shop. Do something, because we need to like start to change the meaning so that you'll start to associate, New Year's. Oh, that was the year when Leah said, insight with intensity. And we did, do you get what I'm saying? That's the point of me coming on the lives, because our brains start to form it's new patterns, and then they start to create like new memories and that. So we're doing it for each other. It's like solidifying the power of the collective movement. And that's why I was like, I have to come on there. And, guys, oh my God, it's going to be almost 2 years. All right, let me do the grounding truth and then I'll do the whole. It's almost been 2 years. We've been together. I love you so much. Thank you for being on this journey with me. Oh my God, the collective. People are so fake. Oh. All right. So guys, this is what Chatty has given us solo. And I think for most of us, ChatGPT is our best friend, isn't it? So the truth you can give survivors. Here is the gift, the one that actually frees people. Ooh, let's get into it, guys. I haven't read this. This is the first time I'm reading it live with y'all. Nothing spiritually powerful happens because the clock strikes midnight. Yeah. Power happens when consciousness returns to the self. You didn't miss God. God was not hiding in exhaustion. Your body was not disobedient. Your grief was not sinful. Your children were not a sacrifice. We are allowed to step into a new year rested. We are allowed to mark time with our children. We are allowed to heal without spectacle. Nothing was wrong with us. What was wrong was the system, the EVIL, Dapper man them. That is not rebellion, that is reclamation. Dag also sets an intention for you for the year. Ooh, child. This one's an OG survivor, chair. You definitely was in there for more than a decade, chair. And I know when I'm saying this, he or she's gonna be busting up. Am I right? Yeah, man. About Dag sets the intention. You damn sure hell is right. Do you know what I mean? You got that spot on. Look, they laughing. You got that spot. He's setting intentions. Absolutely. And this year he's doing up the year of blessing and not curses. This survivor says, girl, I was in there for over 20 years. And babe, this is what I said. Remember I said they think they've seen something with me. Oh God. They ain't said nothing because I know there's going to be people coming out that's been in there way longer than me. I don't want to say too much because it will bait up like the time, but there are people who are still in there that's been in there for 30 years. How do you think they're going to feel when they come out and realize they've wasted their life? It's so deep. But we haven't wasted our life though, because remember, we're out now. I'm talking about the people who are still victims in there. Yeah. All right. Oh my God. Why do I keep losing where I am? Sorry, guys, because you know what? I got so much different bits here. All right. And I want you guys to know that you are not alone. We are not alone. We are a collective. Guys, we're doing this online, but let's face it, like the collective, there's so much different things going on. People still have like siblings, family in the church cult, like, and especially like it's a Ghanaian cult. So there's a lot of people are related in there. There's so much like people have spouses and there's so many different things. Like, yes, we're going to do survivor link ups and I think we're more ready for that. But the main way that we do up the movement is mainly online. And the reason why I think I want to keep it mainly online is because when I look at equality, I feel like for the survivors that we can't all get to one place collectively, but worldwide, we could definitely do that with the internet. And these are mega church cults. They are global, worldwide ministries, and how they connect and how they is through social media. It's through media platforms. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's why they're scared and afraid of what's going on here. Because remember, all of these mega church cults and whatever, they just started with 3 people, except our model and how we do things. Guys, there's no way, and I know everyone can say it and whatever, but there's no way I'm going to have millions of pounds and I know Miss CHM is struggling and doesn't have no money to her name. And obviously, I'm not going to get a rinse dry like some idiot. And there'll be systems and structures. But what I'm saying is I don't have the heart to like be eating, putting food down my throat, knowing that my fellow brother or sister ain't eating. This stuff's deep. And on that note, guys, I'm gonna close. I've been on here a little bit longer than what I planned to do. Do you know what? Let me just leave you lot with this because it's New Year's Eve. I'm gonna give you a grounding message. This is a grounding message for anyone who feels like they can't face the new year. Love you, elites. And I feel like there are some people here like this. If you're listening to this and you feel empty, numb, or exhausted. Oh, Alita gave me the most beautiful butterfly. Oh, okay. Someone's saying that they're a brunch babe. Ooh, okay. So you want to do like more? Okay, that is a good time there. But we usually do about early. Okay, brunch babe. Oh, it looks like I got to do different things, do up different things because we do have different survivors. I think I need different things going in. All right then, I got you. 2026, yeah. That's why I'm hoping that this illness, towards the end of the year, because it's winter, whatever. And then as I come into March, I'll be stronger. Because guys, I've got like about 2 months in the year where I so I need to make the most of those months. And that's what I've realized now. It's just part of my condition. And that's okay. Because Leah can get done it would take somebody 20 years to get done in 2 months. Sure. That's the power of the programming from the mega church that I never let go. So if you're listening to this and you feel empty, numb, or exhausted, there's nothing wrong with you, my love. We all feel that. If you don't feel hopeful, excited, if you don't even feel like you even want to cross over into the new year, you are still allowed to be here. You're not behind. This is important. You're not behind. You're not failing in life. You are responding to what you've been through. That's why I said we need to be kind to self. We're just responding to what we've been through. I look all itch up on Instagram, Chair. You don't need a breakthrough. You don't need a resolution. You don't need to become a new person tonight. Breathing is enough. You don't need to rededicate your life to Christ, whatever that is. They've gone from the sinner's prayer to dedicating your life to Christ, to rededicating your life to Christ, to rededicate and dedicating your life to Christ. It's all about ego. Like someone coming up to show that someone's come up. It's mad. Like, breathing is enough. Resting is enough. Staying is enough. Yeah, so true. It resonates so deeply, innit? And I want this to really reach the depths of your soul, because I'm saying this to myself. If all you can do is lie still in your bed and let time pass, that isn't weakness. That is the body choosing survival. You are not required to celebrate. You are not required to forgive. You are not required to make meaning yet. This moment is not a test. This year does not demand anything from you. Time does not need you to be ready. Life is not waiting to punish you for being tired. If you feel like you've lost everything, and guys, I was in there for 18 years. I said I wasn't going to cry tonight because I want us to end on a high. If you feel like you've lost everything, please hear this gently. You have not lost yourself. You are still here. Even if you don't recognize who you are yet. And if staying feels heavy, remember you don't have to carry your whole future. You only have to carry this minute, this moment. And guys, if you can make anything a New Year resolution, make it that you'll stay in the present moment. Yeah. Let the minute pass, then let the next one pass. That is enough for now. You've got to slow it down because we're in a matrix where everything's like 9 to 5. Kids got to drop off at 7 a.m. It just makes people go crazy and sick. I was speaking to one guy in the charity shop where I got my tripod from. And he was saying that he was some engineer making 6 figures, like making bare money. And one day he just crashed, just burnt out, went crazy, lost his mind. He said he was doing so many hours, working late, wake up, it's dark, go to sleep, it's dark. He said it just turned him, just went off. And now he delivers mental health services for young men. I was like, oh, that's so good. I was so proud of him. And he works in the charity shop and he's so fulfilled. And that's why this time I found a lot more meaning in other things and communities. And it's just been a beautiful time. So let the minute pass, then let the next one pass. That is enough for now. You are allowed to enter the new year quietly. You are allowed to enter it wounded. You are allowed to enter it unchanged. Nothing sacred is taken from you by resting, guys. Nothing meaningful is missed by surviving. We are still here, and that in itself matters. You matter. We matter as a collective. I think you have to stand alone, but you are not alone forever. Oh, what a lovely quote. What you discovered, Daggy with Mills, is in a red hat during COVID was a blessing to come out. Oh God, Dennis, do you know what I think is going to happen in 2026? Because Dennis is from, just quickly, Dennis is from Bishop Climate's church cult. And that it has your pastor got impregnated over 18 girls, and it's like over 20 gal them that he's been saying. It's just the MESS. The reason how Denny even found me was because some random gal hit me up to tell me that his ex-pastor, Bishop Climate, was literally like just revealing himself to her on Snapchat. And when she saw the whole thing come out that he's been arrested in a serial pred, she was like, yeah, she needs to tell me. Can you imagine? Yeah. It's just the MESS. So that red hat, obviously, because what they were talking about is this red that they use in occultism or judge or whatever. Denny, is that where you're going with it? Because when I show that picture, I was just feeling in my spirit to show it. Do you know what I mean? Guys, you know, when I go into this is why ChatGPT is always trying to ground us. You know why? Because we do have to get into this most definitely next year. But ChatGPT is always trying to ground me because I'm always thinking that it's someone, is this, is that. And ChatGPT is like, Leah, this is neuroscience. This is a very psychological reason for it. There's everything. Chill. These church cults been madding up our heads. Anyway, on that note, y'all, I'm going to see how I feel, guys, because we're nearly into the new year. But if you don't see me, Happy New Year. Guys, please come on. Let's at least do something nice. Put on some music. Put on a tune, yeah, that makes you feel really good. It could be from Christmas. It could be a tune that reminds you of, like a family member, like a loved one that's maybe passed, that makes you feel like, comforted and, or a good memory. It could just be a song. It could have been like one of the last night outs that you had before you went to a cult and it got in the cult, you were recruited. And you remember that song and it brings you like so much happiness and things like that. Just something that's going to trigger like a nostalgic memory for you that will get that dopamine rush going, oxytocin. Do you understand what I'm saying? So you could just feel a little bit better. And for those of y'all that have a little tipple, get a little tipple. I've got a little bit of amaretto that I'm going to tonight I'm actually just going to switch off my phone, guys. I'm just going to switch off my phone. I'm going to take a sleeping tablet and I'm going to sleep. And one thing I want to say to survivors that are on here, especially like you who was over there for over 20 years, etc. Babe, there was a survivor that said something to me and it was actually life-changing. She said to me, hey Coleys, my niece is on. I love you. What she actually said to me was, she said, Leah, like, even if you were never to do anything, like no ministry work again, like never talk about Christ for the rest of your life, she was like, that 18 years that you served God, she was like, I'm not going to make no one make me feel guilty for enjoying my life and living my life, the luxuries and doing this, that, and that. She was like, everything that you did for them 18 years, you've done more than enough if you don't do anything else for the rest of your life. And like with these watch night services, they were very traumatic. We didn't get to rest, guys. So it's not about feeling like we need to achieve something or feeling depressed because we're not around there. All those people are fake. Why do we want to be around fake people? I'd rather be by myself, chair. Do you know what I mean? Because, babe, listen, I was talking to a survivor. She has to take 40 tablets just to function, to survive, to live. That's what the cult's done to her. Yeah. And I was saying to her, I was like, yeah, babe, we are bed bound because you don't only ever see me in my bed. I'm like, yeah, we are in the bed a lot of the time, but I make that. Disability is fabulous. Are you all right? Chill, I make it look good, baby. But I was saying to her, yeah, like, do you know what I mean? Like, we might be in our bed, but I said, I would rather be having my conditions and be in my bed than be surrounded by bare fake man them and gal them that's gonna me in my bed. Are you all right? Nah, babe. I'd rather be crying on my pillow, tears over you, another you. Do you know what I mean, Missy? That's why I don't mind having a little redder. Or having a night in with Captain Morgan on certain days. Do you know what I mean? Because bitch, I'd rather have my Captain Morgan and be doing up my little amaretto than having an evening in with Bishop Richards or Bishop Kent. Yeah, Bishop Kent might try to jump on me, yeah. Because word on the street is he knew they were everybody. All right, guys, let me go. Because when I start chatting, this is when the lives always go. And guys, come on, we've got to try and keep as many accounts for 2026 because I've got a lot of exposure that needs to be did up. And I can't wait because 2026 is tomorrow. The time has arrived. But you know what I love about God? Isn't God so good? Like, I didn't even know that whole Kent thing was going to get exposed at that time. So I just don't know what's going to come next. And that's the beauty of this movement. Because remember, I've always said to you, like, I don't care. Like, everybody has to take what resonates and leave what doesn't. So, for example, what I mean by that is if you're an atheist, I'm going to be talking about God. You obviously don't believe in God. So you just have to see it as she was in there for 18 years. Psychologically, she hasn't deconstructed. Do you see where gnosis knowledge goes, guys? Because not only am I processing how agnostics are going to see me, but also atheists. That's gnosis. That's a higher level of consciousness, awareness that comes through deconstructing, deprogramming of the mind, stillness, meditation. These things, like the balancing of the mind over matter, like, you know, like guys, there were times, thank you so much, Kels. There were times when I felt like I just couldn't do it anymore. Guys, I had gone and collected stones from the seaside chair and come back and was balancing the stones. I would just be sitting there for like 4 hours, just trying to balance these stones, right? It was just to keep my mind just on something, like just occupied, because I felt like I was losing my mind. That's why I've got painting on my walls. Everybody loves my painting, but I just did it because that wasn't survival for me. I don't know what to call it when I was in that phase, to be honest. It was just, I think I was a really ready kind of BURIED, you know, like underground, but alive. So I had to work my way getting out of that feels fitting. That fits. Because when you've been in there for decades, you've been in there for a decade, been in there for 8 years, I mean, trying to find the words to articulate what we've been through is very difficult. But in my book coming out in March 2026, I don't need to find the words, because I'm creating theories and ideologies and metaphysical perspectives and models and frameworks. Oh, I do hope. Actually, let's speak it into existence. It's New Year's Eve. Why not? I do hope that, you know, my books will be used in, you know, educational institutions. So then those same said universities that they, you know, will be trying to recruit upon, you know, said book will be there. And I really hope to make those connections. That's what I'm hoping, because they can call me MAD, they can call me this, but I'm more educated than majority of their pastors. Do you know what I mean? That are in there, can barely string 2 sentences together. Ciao. So I'm gonna go, because, you know, whenever I'm on, I just start getting all. So guys, have a lovely new year. Okay, we haven't quite made it into 12, and I could stay on, guys, but I've been on longer than I can, and I wish I could do the 12 thing, but I know you guys understand. I love you all so much. Guys, make sure that you, as I said, do something to make yourself happy. Okay, don't be depressed going into the new year. Tomorrow I will be back on. I know that Christmas and New Year is going to be very, very hard for survivors, like it is for me, guys. So tomorrow, and that I'm going to try and be on a little bit more, yeah. But I may just be here lying like this, guys. I don't know how it's going to be, but I will be on, okay, tomorrow. All right, guys, love y'all. I'm going to go first on TikTok. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a happy new year. Yeah, it's happy new year. Bye, guys. Bye, YouTube. I hope you have a happy new year. I love you. If you watch this later, I love you lots and lots. And then I'm going to end with what we've just said on here. It's hard constantly having reminders of what they did to us. Oh, yeah, it's the constant reminders. It's the post-traumatic stress disorder that comes from the experience. And that's why, and because these holidays, festivities, whatever you want to call them, are embedded and interwoven into our society because they're social constructs, that's what's triggering us, because they're man-made. That's why I wanted to go to Turkey for Christmas, because when the Christmas comes, it's supposed to be a you-know-what nation, but it no longer is. Yeah, do you get it? So that's where it will trigger us. So I was trying to run away from the problem, like, oh, if I go to Turkey or I go to wherever, you know, I don't have to deal with it. It won't feel like Christmas. But we can't keep running like that. We have to deal with it, like face it. Do you know what I mean? So this is the whole point of, like, you know, reclaiming it, having this life, having our own thing. But it's not going to happen overnight. This is the first year that I haven't felt like, oh yeah, that's it, I'm just gonna, and that's because I've come on the live. And then why are survivors not getting sleep? People need to just get some sleeping tablets, because my life has changed. You know, when you're just sitting there feeling depressed, like battling with your mind over whether you want to do that or not, just take the sleeping tablet, It's been life changing. And it's not like it has to be every night. It's not every day. It could be every other day, or do you know what I mean? It doesn't have to be like every night. And then I'm going to end with Marve. Does that help, my love? Reclaim your space peacefully, because often their eyes are on you, and that makes it difficult to feel free in your own house. Yeah. Because you're still in the past. Yeah. And Marve, do you know, that's why I tried to, like, just when I first came out, there was no scriptures, there was no talk about spirituality. It was just straight up cult psycho ed, because we needed to deprogram. Lives were dependent on it. That's what I felt in my spirit. And it's like logic. And you're absolutely right, because part of the information and even the teaching of the cult psychology, that helps us to be in the present. And then we're thinking about things from the past, but we're not putting ourselves in the past. So it's what's that psychologist called? I forget. Is it Ardell? There's a psychologist who thought differently to Freud. I saw it today on Insta, but we went with Freud's ideologies, and if we'd gone with this guy, it would have been more like the healing transition and pattern that we see now. You need to make your own time. Like, ooh, Marve's deep in it. Yeah, you're right. But again, Marve, it just depends how you program this little thing, isn't it? Because we are technology. The brain is like, that's where I believe they got the ideas for computers, and do you know what I mean? We have technology. I mean, look at the pyramids. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, so when you move into your divinity and you break the religious matrix, the 3D matrix, then we'll understand these things more in it. But again, I'm very new to this, Marve. Do you know what I mean? I'm very new. All right, I'm gonna go. Love y'all. The next time I see you, we're gonna be in a new year, and I think that's really nice and special. We're gonna have some things I gotta talk about. And yeah, I'm just gonna I think I'm gonna bring an American character into this for 2026 as well. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I think I'm just gonna call her like Tanisha or something, and she just gonna come on when there's so much tea. So when the horse has been sleeping around, when there's an expose around some sort of scandal, then you gonna get Tanisha. She gonna come on here and this is how I'll be talking. Because you know, the best girl that do it, especially when it comes to any type of entertainment, gospel, gossip page, you know it's gonna be one of these girls from the US, and she gonna be from the straight hood. You know, she gonna be like this. I'm gonna be giving you everything that you need. Yeah, you know, that's right. All right, guys, I love you. I'll see you in the new year, and that'll be tomorrow. Bye, YouTube. I love you. Happy New Year. Bye.